Welcome to Gun News Review. An opinion piece in the New York Post throws cold water on claims by the anti-gun establishment that there are more mass shootings in the U.S. than anywhere else in the world. The article says those claims date back to the days of the Obama administration, when a then unpublished paper was written by criminologist Adam Lankford. He claimed that the United States had 31% of public mass shooters, despite having less than 5% of the population. But this week's Post article says Lankford's claims were based on cherry-picked and spotty information of shooting incidents in other countries between 1966 and 2012. Lankford also has not released the list of shootings in those countries that he compiled. The authors of this week's article say there's no way to know how many shootings of 4 or more people took place in many countries over that time frame, and they say Lankford's data grossly undercounted foreign attacks. The 2 largest shareholders in Sturm Ruger apparently wanted to see changes in the firearms industry, yet voted to re-elect the gunmaker's directors. But the directors would have been re-elected regardless. BlackRock and the Vanguard Group at Ruger's annual meeting in May requested Sturm Ruger report on the safety of its products. The measure passed despite the board's objections. The 2 investment firms had pledged over the past year to get involved in talks with the firearm manufacturer and gun retailers. They vowed to push for safety measures. Both firms say, despite their vote for the company's directors, they're still committed to engaging with Ruger on issues of gun safety. Kent State University has ordered former student Kaitlin Bennett to cancel an open carry rally set for late September. In May, Bennett on social media posted photos of herself carrying an AR-10 on campus. The photos were taken a day after commencement ceremonies, and Bennett had previously helped organize an open carry rally in April at Kent State. But Kent State issued a statement in response to Bennett's plan for the September rally, saying it upholds the right to free speech, but the event does not meet university policy. It says any such event must be sponsored by a university department or student organization. Bennett told the NRA TV's Grant Stinchfield that the university didn't have a problem with her April event or with her plans of having the September rally until Black Lives Matter got involved.
Black Lives Matter comes along and says they are going to fight the right at this rally and counter-protest, and all of a sudden I'm magically going against policy, even though I am not. And they told me that my communication with them has to stop. I can't talk to the administration of the school anymore. I have to go through the general counsels.
Bennett says the school doesn't want her to hold the event, but she says that's not going to happen. You're listening to Gun News Review. Fox Business reports a conservative shareholder confronted Dick's Sporting Goods CEO Edward Stack about the company's falling share prices after it implemented corporate gun sales policies. David Almasi, who is the vice president of the National Center for Public Policy Research, said he attended a meeting with the company as a representative of the conservative think tank. Almasi said when he brought up that gun sales restrictions had hurt the company, Stack dug his heels in. And he says the executives were very unhappy that he brought it up. The sports retailer this week reported same-store sales declined 4% from the same period a year ago, and Dick's expects sales to fall by 3 to 4% for the full year, compared to the 0.3% decline from the year-ago period. American Outdoor Brands, the maker of Smith & Wesson firearms, had a good week with share prices jumping 42% on the week after an upbeat earnings report on Thursday. Fiscal first quarter net income was $7.6 million after the company reported a loss in the same period a year earlier. On a per-share basis, the Springfield, Massachusetts-based company said it had a profit of 14 cents. Earnings adjusted for one-time gains and costs were 21 cents a share. Those results surpassed Wall Street expectations. A federal judge this week temporarily blocked the opening of the first public grizzly bear hunts in Wyoming and Idaho in more than 40 years. U.S. District Judge Dana Christensen issued the 14-day order as he considers whether the government was wrong to lift federal protections on the animals. The two states were preparing to open their grizzly bear hunting seasons on Saturday. Fewer than 24 bears would have been allowed to be killed in the hunts. The order marked a victory for wildlife advocates and Native American tribes that sued over the government's 2017 lifting of federal protections for 700 grizzly bears in and around Yellowstone National Park. Federal wildlife officials say the bears are thriving. And a man who was hunting in Oregon is in critical condition after hanging upside down from a tree stand for 2 days. The Union County Sheriff's Office says 70-year-old Eddie Volker is in a medically induced coma after he was airlifted from an area near the Umatilla National Forest. The sheriff says Volker was hunting alone with his dogs and was in the tree stand when he fell, getting tangled in a harness over 20 feet in the air. Another hunter found Volker but had to drive to a highway to get cell service and call for help. You've been listening to Gun News Review, comprehensive and concise.